Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste and welcome everyone to Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Baba ki Jai. wants to come up.
Go for it.
Wants to come.
You're in the hot seat, Gopal.
Hot seat. Done something wrong. questions. All done. Or is it because you can predict the answer now? So no point asking.
There's a beautiful saying in Zen that in Zen there are no answers, the questions fall away.
Yeah. Question or sorted? Don't know, it's good. If the don't know is empty, then it's good. If the don't know is full of the concept I don't know, then it's not don't know.
Last night you were referring to yourself as the foolish one. Why?
If I knew why, then I wouldn't be so foolish. Maybe. Why? Where did it come from? It came from sometimes because let's put it that way. There is no because really, but when we come to a negation of even that which you heard in Satsang, is it? So then this resistance can come. But this I learned from you, is it? So in that context, okay, this one is the deluded, foolish one. But you go beyond. Because it can seem like these words have some inherent meaning in them or something like this. That the words in themselves will or contain some truth. So in that way you can say, forget even this, everything that you've learned from this foolish one. Foolish, I also saw yesterday, no, after Satsang. It's not such a bad thing because what did Maharaj say? Somebody posted a quote. What is
Best
it?
Advaitin is like, he's a fool who knows nothing, something like that.
The best Advaitin is the fool who knows nothing.
That knows nothing, you know.
So I was being very arrogant actually. This foolish one is very funny. Sometimes he says, even it can happen to the best of us, even me. Huh? And sometimes he says he's the most foolish. Nothing. Either of it means nothing. All these words are just like sounds from that wind chime. Father, to really take the pointers, stop not knowing and allowing to heart. The addiction to mind is shown in the most subtle ways, which were never seen before. In brackets, we don't know what we still know, and this whole system is shaken up, but in the most beautiful way. Very grateful. Very good. As I was saying, that in all these old religious pictures, you see the gods and the sages sitting like this. You see? They're just saying stop. Just stop. Yes, but I've seen that over the past few weeks I've noticed that all of you have started to see a lot more in terms of where you're not stopping, where you still allow the identity to hold sway. At least these things are coming to your attention. And your noticing is enough actually. To notice is more than enough. You're noticing where you're still putting the but. You're saying everything is horn of a hair, but that this I still have to do, or this I still have to solve, or resolve, or this I still have to figure out. You're noticing where you still rest on a conclusion. So if the words of satsang are used in the sense of to conclude and say, oh, this is how it is, you see, then satsang is not yet satsang. If the words of satsang are just opening a door, where you no longer conclude, because in your conclusion is suffering. Don't rest on any conclusion, let it go. Don't try to define this is how it is. Actually, this is how it is. After coming to satsang, I saw this is how it is. You see? Oh, today I had the insight. This is how it is. You see, but the insight had nothing to do with your definition of this is how it is. if you were able to say how it is, then somebody would have said it by now and this would be done like centuries ago. If it was definable in that way, this is how it is, finished. No?
But that thought just comes like after an insight or something, it just,
Yeah.
this is how
And
it is, comes and it is like believed also.
The second part, let's look. You see, to notice that the thought just comes. You see, so it's fine. Then, take an example. Like this is how it is. What?
Everything is God or something like that.
Everything is God,
Yeah, it is.
and it is believed. Yes. Then that is not too bad, because then that would be the last thought you believe. If it is believed that everything is God, what else is left? Now, when the notion comes, why does, for example, she do that to me, for example? Then, if everything is God, and she is God, me is God, who is doing to whom? All gone. You see? So if the thought is like that, that's why I said one notion you can keep. One you can keep if it has that dissolutive impact. And if you want certification of that thought, then you can ask me, this is the thought I'm keeping, Ananta. Do you feel it's okay? You see? And we start satsang with Guru Kripa Kevalam. That one thought is enough. Because Kevalam is a beautiful pointer. Is Kevalam means all, is all there is. Only is. You want license for one thought? Who wants license for one thought? Free license today. Which thought you want? Which one?
The one you suggested.
Guru Kripa Kevalam. Okay, done. Are you thinking about it? Beloved Father, when so much grace is here by Lord, then why here so much drama of egoic pride is still so dominant? I am like compelled to behave to be Ravana, not Ram or Hanuman. Because you still haven't understood what is mine. You see, you are still not able to distinguish between just thoughts and what is reality. You consider all this chatter to be you. You see? And one day it represents you as this, one day it represents you as that, and that's why this roller coaster seems too much. If you still feel that some claim that the mind makes about you is worthy, then only this drama will come. The mind is a big drama queen, you see. The mind is just a big soap opera script writer. Then all of this will happen. When it dangles the carrot to you, you feel that, this is going to get me something. And again you fall for the same April Fool's Day trick. One day you presume that you are Brahman itself, next day you are Shiva, next day you are the most arrogant Ravan. This is the nature of the mind, you see. So you have to be able to see it by now for what it is. Just a seller of stories, of masks. Just let it all come and go. That is the end of pride. If you're done with trying to be special, then to be rid of this Ravana mindset, is very simple. We already did this, no? Before?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone already got license for one thought.
Yeah.
What was it?
I think about two.
Oh, two we got that.
Two
Oh,
verses we
been
got.
in a good mood. What was it? What were the two? Forgot?
Yeah.
You just took Guru Kripa.
And you took what?
Make no distinction.
Make no distinction. That's a nice one. What else? Kung Fu Panda. What?
No conclusion.
No. Sure. At your feet. All good. So what's the fine if you buy into other notions? Oh, that part we didn't share that. That's my whole business model. We are finally coming to it after 5 years of sharing satsang. 50 rupees for all of us, $50 for Murad. And what's Lithuanian currency? Euro. Okay. So 50. I'll give you a discount. Then people become very urgent, no? Not to believe notions. Fines will start piling up fairly quickly. A few months ago we put a donation box here for the first time. And And then we put it back in because I couldn't just deal with all this accounting and 10 rupees there and 50 rupees where and how much lunch costs and all of that. So we just put it away. So we can make it a fine box now. Any notion that you believe, okay, that you believe more than once. Deal? You see?
Can I just pay in advance?
That's $150. Second time. You see? Because fool me once, shame on you. No? Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, don't buy all this. It's an old cliche. How many would take this deal? 50 euros for all the Europeans, $50 for Americans, and 500 rupees for India. Because at least 1:10 parity.
I feel it's a two-layered penalty
Two-layered.
that you are charging.
Uh-huh.
Because the minute a notion is believed, you in the form of life will anyway give a slap.
Mm.
You know, so you already have.
This makes it more immediate.
This is like
This makes it more immediate because sometimes we feel like, you see, we put cause and effect to everything but this. No? You see, we put cause and effect to everything. This because that, and this, you did this to me, that's why I'm like this why is this, like that, all that. But the simple thing that I only suffer when I believe something about myself, that seems to get missed.
This one we can believe in.
Huh?
This one, this thought,
Yeah.
we can believe in, no?
No, allow this foolish one to say all this. You don't believe in anything. You want to believe in this one over at your feet. You prefer this. Why? Why?
No, I don't know.
You have license for keep me always, or I am always at your feet, right? Now, instead of that, you want license for I suffer when I believe a thought, like that. Not a worthy exchange.
I don't want to exchange, but
You have to add on, upsell.
it's a good one, no?
No, you can keep only one. We can make the punishment different. We can make it one push-up. Huh? You sign up? So that's one push-up. Maybe it's easy for you. I've seen Surya Namaskar is very proper. Okay, so time starts now. can we say about how it is? Let's say, what can you say about someone? This is how he is. Guru Kripa Kendra. This is how she is. No judgments? I'm just scared of the fine. This is how the world is. Open invitation to share your interpretation of the world. No fine. How is the world?
It is.
Huh?
It is. It is.
It is.
We're all playing it safe.
All playing it safe. You should play it safe all the time. How is the world? No judgment. How is your family? Well, I'll specify because the world may be too broad. Family, partner, parents, children.
In-laws.
Huh?
In-laws.
In-laws. We'll have a separate category. No judgment.
If we love them, it's a judgment.
Huh?
If we love them,
If you love them,
yeah.
love is not an ocean. Is it?
Nobody can say they are beautiful.
They are beautiful.
It's a judgment.
Yeah.
Not sure about our parents.
Parents?
Not sure anymore.
Not sure? That?
Not sure.
What is a parent?
No, like.
Yeah, that's a good contemplation. It's not bad. What is parent? Only I find these nice.
At the moment, no judgments towards my parents
Yeah.
until I have a call with them.
That I can relate with to some What about money?
Whether it is something like that, mostly like motionless, like when things
Some
come
trigger
out.
still has some juice. Money, judgments, good, bad, evil, the best, something, nothing. Even the judgment, it is nothing. You see, it is a judgment. Any relationship with these notions are just judgments, interpretation. Money sorted, relationship sorted, money sorted.
I guess universally it's good, is right? Is anybody saying it's bad?
Now I'm just saying,
No, I'm
any
just
good,
asking.
bad.
Yeah.
Are you saying it's good?
I presume everybody thinks it's good.
Don't look for others for support. What are you saying?
When it comes to.
Because there is a herd doesn't make it true. You see? Just because the entire population used to believe at one point that it is the world is flat didn't make it true. So just because something is popular doesn't make it true. We have many examples of that in the world. So if it's a popular notion that I am a person, yeah, doesn't make it true. Say something about money?
But money, when there are like different situations, then the triggers. Otherwise, mostly it doesn't. Like when the payment has to be made or a payment has to be received.
Then I can't Advaita the guy on the phone. You haven't paid your credit card bill. My bill, your bill. Like that, is it?
Ah, like even big basket or something, you know.
Even big one. And they come with the groceries. He's like, Guru Kripa Kevela. He says, I want money Kevela. Then, okay, so let's start at a different place. So we looked at relationship, we looked at money, but let's look at the fundamental notion, the me itself. Because if we start getting into, so when that happens, then what should I do? You see, who are we referring to me as? So is this me now? How is the me? Like we said, how is the world? What is money? What about you is true?
Still wants to place, like it's as though, so what do I do now? Like when you become notionless, then this thing just keeps.
So that it is a doer is true?
No.
Still feels true.
No, but it doesn't.
If it is no, then how would you have that? What should I do?
No, I'm saying that the thought arises. What shall I do now?
All kinds of thoughts arise.
So I'm just saying about the thought, and not saying like even now when we were just sitting and you were saying the fine thing was like, okay, now I stayed quiet, but what should I do now? Okay, so I'm not making a distinction between one thought and another. I'm just reporting that's all. It's like this is, and I've been noticing it over time. It's this energetic need to get into some.
So many distinctions.
Wow. Yeah. But when I pick one.
Okay, so if you say make no distinction, you see, then there is no such thing as thought also.
Exactly.
No energetic, non-energetic, no comes, no goes. You see, if you're making no distinction, then there is no distinction of time, space. It's not just like that Maharaj said. Ultimately, I just want to tell you, make no distinction, that's all. You see? Because in the simple pointer, all of this has no chance.
No distinctions about anything.
Anything. Not up, down, not good, bad. You don't make any distinction. Let this body operate as it operates. If you still hear this from the level of being a body-mind, then it will sound strange. So don't make any distinction even between this perception of this body and anything else. Make no distinction, this is Advaita. This is non-duality.
neither good nor bad.
Yes. The notion of good and bad is kept aside.
But still, there can be feelings of rejection, or or is it? I don't know.
Feeling of rejection.
No, sorry. Someone is getting on your nerves.
Ah, sorry.
So is it? Is it a judgment, or because, for instance, something gets inside?
Yeah. Something happening outside, something happening inside.
Yes.
Make no distinction.
Okay, but it can happen. It's
Of
okay
course.
if there.
Everything. Yeah. Cat there, cat here. You have nothing to do with the play of these cats. You see? It is still because we make a reference point to me. You see? Which is like in the coloring book. Drawn this me. Colored it up with all our beliefs. So use that. Meet everything as space. If that makes it simpler. Make everything as space. The space say, you come, you don't come. You see? Let's even take this spatial space. Is it saying, oh, okay. This spatial space of even this room is not saying, you can come, you can't come, you are good, you are bad, you are truthful, you are lies. It's not saying any of that. Your reality is more spacious than this space. So if it helps in a provisional way, then see if you can meet everything in your life as this, in this spacious way. So that all is happening in that space. Meet it as a space. It is not about controlling your reaction or something like that. We're not even talking about that stimulus and response type paradigm. It is way beyond that. It is not about the body and the words it will speak or it won't speak. The feelings that you have or won't have. It's just anything that is appearing in this space, don't make any distinctions. Don't label this as this and that as that. And right now you can see that it is very much like this. All your experiences, no matter what you may say, you can check that they experience in the space within your being, within your very existence. But I'm saying now that don't even make distinction between existence, non-existence, my being, not being. Nothing is needed. If you had to have a conclusion to get to that, then that could not be that, you see. Then that would be dependent on your conclusion. If it needed a step, even a mental step, you see, then it could not be that. Where is this voice heard now? Where is this voice heard? Is it in the body? Voice is heard in the body. Where is the body experienced? You see, the sensations that we call the body, this voice, every perception, you see, is experienced where?
Here.
This space. Now, what is more intimate to you? An experience in the space or that space itself? That space. What does not come and go? These experiences or that space itself? that space. So if you have to meet life as something, meet it as space. If you have to meet it as something. Higher than that is to not meet it as anything. And neither something or nothing. But if you have to meet life in some way, meet it as space. It's a nice intermediary pointer. Because it at least takes us away from this gross idea of myself. And it's fairly quickly verifiable. Just with a simple question, where is this voice heard? Where is your sight seen? Where is the body sensation experienced? You find that these are things which are coming and going within my own being, if you want to call it something. So what can't you meet as space? That you surrender or you inquire? This whole so-called path is just this. That which you can't meet with openness. You either surrender Guru Kripa Kevalam or inquire. Who is this happening to? So our stubborn insistence is only that. Our stubborn insistence is that I will not meet it as space and I will not inquire or surrender. That is just what elongates this seeming path. Is it? So
I want to meet it as my judgment only.
You want to, yeah, something is like, all that is fine, it's okay for satsang, but this I'm going to meet. Usually relationships, you see, what are these things we were going through? Relationship, money, state of the body, and our struggle for freedom or meaning. What else is there? So simple. In this realm only these four main variables. Suppose you went to a realm which had 50 variables. Here we are so tired of relationships, money, security, body, and search for meaning or truth. You see, these four variables mostly. You see? Mostly, no. In fact, what else is there? This level of computer game has this.
In Sanskrit it says jati, guna, kriya and sambandha.
Okay, so jati is?
Your race.
Race, let's say relationship or?
No, meaning like I'm a human being, I'm a animal, or I'm a
species.
Yeah, species. Yeah. Guna is like I'm good, bad, those three ones. Rajas, Sattva,
Tamas,
Tamas. Kriya is my actions. Sambandha is my relationship.
Nice.
Vedanta says you, the world and God.
Huh?
That everybody talks about you, the world and God.
Yes. Makes distinction between these.
Yeah, those are the three
Three
things.
main.
And he said the body, relationships and money.
Yeah, I just from experience say
Okay.
what
And
we
what
what
was the
troubles
fourth?
us is the fourth is this seeking meaning,
Oh, God.
truths, God, self, whatever you call it. Somebody came with a fresh problem. Yeah. I asked her to go.
It's called a bank.
Huh?
Maybe with more interesting problems. In the universe.
She had problems from another realm. This me construct is so much. This is the relationship. It rests on relationship with money, with body, and with the search for meaning, the search for self. So either throw it away from the root, forget about me, or look at all of these and see that they are just made up. Done? Over? Game over? Next level? Level up? 16 variables?
So tell us one new variable. I can't imagine. What will it be?
Yabba-dabba-doo. It'll only make sense when you get there. The clues are here. It's Scooby-Doo, but I don't know if you got the reference.
No, I didn't.
Four-dimensional realm with 4 dimensions of problems. Yeah? Those who want to go to different dimensions, Vaikunt and all, 16-dimensional realm. If you don't know 16-dimensional problems.
Like what?
Huh?
Like what?
The Yabba-dabba-doo. It'll make sense in the next dimension. Have you seen this flat world? So this 3-dimensional being comes into a 2-dimensional realm, and he's trying to explain, and the ones who are just in two dimension, they just can't get the context of depth or something like that. They can't understand what it is. So how to explain? It's not their experience. How to explain?
It's like the caterpillar.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
can never know what.
Let's end the stream, Satsang.
Power is also one of the things people like. Power?
Yeah, but in relation to these only. Power over relationship, power over money,
Power in
over
relationship.
power over the body,
Social status or being a good person, everything is related to
relationships.
others.
Yeah, relationships. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai.
Sadguru Shri Ananta-Part ki Jai.
Guru Kripa Kevalam.